Hey everyone, it's Cameron Cobb here for Social Media Practicum 2. This is my final presentation of my brand's top performing content and how I plan to go forward for Practicums 3 and 4. So my brand is a travel blog called A Series of Unfortunate Adventures. It plays off of a popular series that I was glued to as a child. It is not your average travel blog in the sense where I've had a lot of unlucky circumstances traveling, and I decided to turn them into funny stories that hopefully people would learn from. Anything from losing your passport in Singapore to breaking up with a boyfriend in Fiji and everything in between. So this is a mix of personal stories and tips that kind of aim to just guide any level travel. Just anyone who is willing to learn from my mistakes. I have a big focus on stressing the importance of environmental conservation. I think that's imperative that in order to travel the world, there has to be one. So that's a big angle in my posts as well. So my brand tone is just lighthearted, conversational, and attempted humor as far as my writer's voice goes. And I'm working on the colors, but it's a play off of Google Maps, so the sky blue and the red. So here we go. In comparison to Practicum 1, so between January to March, I have grown from 6 to 11 followers, so up 45%. As far as blog refers, this is where it really shows how my social media platforms are actually making a difference in who's viewing my blog. And when I was looking at the results compared from Practicum 1 to Practicum 2, it definitely showed pretty drastic rises for Twitter, which was at 0 before and went up to 9 people who visited my blog just based off of what they saw on Twitter. Instagram rose, Facebook declined. I shared my first post on my personal Facebook account, and that generated a lot of traffic. And so that's something that I learned from this, is that I need to continue doing that because it's makes a difference in who goes to my profile, and I think any amount of activity can help. Search engine results went up almost triple the amount, so I think this was really cool to research, and it was something I hadn't thought about at first because it shows me directly that, hey, my platforms are doing what I want them to do, which is ultimately drive traffic to my blog. For views and visitors with my blog, it actually went down, which it's because I shared my first post on my Facebook, and I have learned from this that I need to continue doing that. But what I was happy about for this semester is seeing that the views and visitors were on an incline versus a decline like they were for the months of the Practicum 1. So I considered that a win. My goals for my blog's website are going to be increase search engine optimization, and again, just really rely on Facebook as a platform. I think so heavily of Instagram and Twitter for my blog because I don't have an actual Facebook page for the blog, but I think this showed me that I can still use mine to generate traffic. I'd really like to get 4 times the amount of followers I have now by September 15th, and then by December 1st, I hope to double that. I plan on doing this by creating 1 post a week. I've been working on producing these very lengthy posts, and so it leads me to produce less than I could if I produce more concise posts, which I researched the ideal number of words in a travel blog post, and it's somewhere between 1,500 and 1,800, and my first post was over 4,000 words. So I think that really showed me something about where to go with future content. So those are my plans for the website. As far as the Twitter account goes, I saw really great improvement in this. First off, I really started becoming active on this. Before in Practicum 1, I was maybe posting once a week, and the more familiar I became with Twitter, I admittedly don't really use it personally, but the more I realized that it can really grow your audience, I found it easy to create content that related back to my blog, including sharing, my first video tweets and, question tweets that prompted audience responses. And, the more and more I did that, the more I would see related content from the people I was following, and the more I could share, and just I saw an increase in followers because of it. Total engagement growth compared to Practicum 1 compared to Practicum 2 was astounding. Everything grew pretty drastically. As you can see with the tweet impressions, I had just above or just under 2,000, and it grew to 25,000 by July. So I think that shows that just, me being active on it daily, producing 3 to 5 tweets a day these past couple months has really helped establish at least a beginning on Twitter. So as far as wins for July, I averaged 3 new followers a day. I had 15 times more followers from May to June. So from that week 6 kind of midterm, I got to watch this grow. Just one tweet organically got 11,000 impressions, which was, almost 5 times more than all the tweets combined from January to May. So again, this has just really shown me how important Twitter can be, and how if I can establish my blog on here, then I can use that to my advantage of generating more traffic to my blog's website. Plans, I hope to increase followers by 5 times the amount by October 31st, and then 3 months later I'd like to double that number to 1,000 followers on Twitter. I was exploring with ad campaigns this past 2 months, and I just kind of put in a low budget because I didn't really know what I was doing, and the more familiar I get with that, the more I would like to implement those into my social media posts. So I'd like to get to the point where I'm doing 2 Twitter ad campaigns per month. As important as my followers are, I think it's also very important who I am following. And right now, a lot of the brands I'm following don't produce content that's directly related to mine. And so I really need to sift through my list of that I'm following and kind of rid myself of the people who don't relate to my brands, because I think that your following can directly reflect your brand as well. And at that point, if I'm seeing content that isn't related to my brand, then it's not really helping me to better my brand and better the retweets that I can show my following. So for Instagram, I really try to use this to my advantage, because as a travel blog, I have a lot of photos, and so I think I can relate those back to the blog. I struggled in the beginning just kind of trying to get content up there and just producing photos, but now I'm really trying to be engaging with my posts, ask questions, take advantage of hashtags, take advantage of the hashtags that lead to being featured on influencer accounts. And I've this semester is the first time I've done Instagram contest, and I didn't have a ton of participants, but my last contest was about a month ago, and it had 30 likes, and this one had 125. So it's definitely improving the more familiar I get with it. So I hope to increase the frequency of those. As far as followers go on Instagram, I saw a 30% increase from last semester, and I have overall better performing posts. As you can see, my top post for this semester was 125, and second was 125 as well. And last semester it was 91 and 79. So my posts are receiving more likes individually. Some of the wins is, like I said, greater number of likes for individual posts. I've done 4 Instagram promotions, and I'm still kind of exploring how Instagram promotions work. Unfortunately, every time I try and view the results, it says unknown error. So I'm not sure if anyone else has had that issue, but I'm trying to explore it. So, um, and another big win for me this semester was 100K plus follower account featured my photo. It was islands.com. They have about 98,000 followers, and when they featured my photo, because I used their hashtag they had in their bio, it got, over 2,000 likes, which mine had only gotten 50, so it was a very dramatic increase, and I think it just helped to get my photo in another place on Instagram and hopefully get people back to my profile. My goals are to improve my mood board and color consistency. I've been trying to kind of filter and edit the photos to be tinted towards the color of my brand. So I've done more cooler tones since it's that sky blue color, but I think I really need to work at um, kind of getting a more set edit on. So I know Lightroom, you can make specific presets. So that's one of my goals. I'd like to increase my followers by December to 1,000, and by February I'd like to add another 500, so be at 1,500. I want to do bi-monthly contests that directly relate to blog posts. So for instance, when I wrote a going green while traveling post, I gave away some going green prizes, like a reusable water bottle and some other themed stuff. So I plan on doing that with future content as well. I'd like to get my posts featured on influencer accounts, like I did with islands.com. I think if I could do weekly with a 10,000 follower account, and then monthly with maybe 100,000 follower, maybe I could start building some relationships and hopefully just generating more traffic to my Instagram profile and ultimately more traffic to my blog. That is my presentation. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing any feedback.